It's time now for the Troup Tigers Coaches Corner on WELR Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now live to Johnny's New York Style Pizza in LaGrange to give you the inside scoop on Troup Tigers football.
And welcome to Johnny's Pizza here. I'm Greg Hicks, your host, along with head coach Tanner Glisson. And wow, what a heck of a semifinal game we had Friday night at Blessed Trinity. You know, I was hoping if we scored 35 points, we'd come out victorious.
Yeah, if you would have told me we'd have scored 35, what were our chances of winning? I would have felt like they were pretty good going in. But we just had a hard time getting those guys stopped, and they have a heck of a football team, and we didn't play our best, obviously. But, 12-2, lost to the two teams that are playing next week.
That's a good point.
And so, hats off to those two teams.
And, we were talking beforehand just a few minutes ago. You said, help me out, the Mayor's coach.
Alan Chadwick.
At Chadwick, yeah. You think, you historians and you guys that keep up with football, you think, well, how many games has he won? Now, I think back to Bill Chappell at Dalton when I lived in Dalton. Mm-hmm. He was a 300-game winner. But I don't think he won but one state championship at Dalton. And so Chadwick's won 2 at Marist, I guess.
Yeah, Chadwick's won 2. If you're looking at Final Four, Chadwick's won 2. Joey King at Cartersville's won 2. And Coach McFerrin up at Blessed Trinity has won 2. 1 at Roswell, 1 at Blessed Trinity.
Right. Okay.
So one of those guys, between Joey and Coach McFerrin will get their third, next week. But
right.
But you think about that, and those things are just so hard to win. A guy, coach like Hall of Famer like Alan Chadwick, who is, number 1 or number 2 overall in all-time wins in the state of Georgia, has won 2 out of 30 years, 35 years. And so those opportunities are far and few between. So
And you made a point that, and he's always there. He's always in the playoffs. He's possibly.
If you would have asked me just off the top of my head, said how many, without looking it up, how many you think he'd have won, I would have said, 4. 3, 4, 5. Because it seems like he's always there.
Yeah.
Seems like every year Marist is either in semifinals or playing for it.
Yeah.
But those things are just so darn tough to get.
Well, we think about I think back about Colquitt County ever since Prost has been down there. Mm-hmm. It's like, hadn't he won a state championship every year? Well, no, it's been a couple, 3 years since he won, but it's tough. And I think we went into the Friday night's game, high expectations. We were excited. I think everybody had just cold chills and good culture, just excitement. And like I said, you put up 35 points, and any other given night, that's a pretty good point total.
Yeah, you would have thought that would have been plenty, but we just for whatever reason, in the 2 big games that we really had, but against those high caliber teams in Cartersville and Blessed Trinity, we just came out playing so poorly. Mm-hmm. And I heard I was actually listening to the Georgia-Alabama game the other night on radio, and they just said the Georgia commentators were talking about one of their fears where they come out too amped up, too juiced up, ready to play, and they make a lot of mental mistakes early. And I don't know if that's what's happening to us or what, but we're going to have to go back and take a real hard look at how we started the Cartersville game and the Blessed Trinity game, because both of those games we played pretty well in the third quarter. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Once we were able to get to halftime and settle everybody down, we made a lot of headway in those third quarters. But against teams like that, you got to come out the gate playing well.
That's a good point. We were down 14-0, and then one of the prettiest pass plays, Kobe was able to drop back from a shotgun position. He might have taken a step or 2 back, count to 2, maybe 3, and he lays it out, and Joko never broke stride, and quick 6, and it's like, oh, right, this looks good, and all of a sudden we got a flag for
and you go back and look at that. They called lineman downfield, and it was very, it was tit for tat. It could have been, could have not been. You got that 3-yard grace, buffer there, and but it is what it is. That's a good crew that they put on the field for the semifinal game. So I don't know that it made a hill of beans, on the touchdown pass. I don't know, but anyway, that was that. We had a couple other drops at crucial times. Had a couple situations where we called timeout and pretty much thought we knew exactly what Blessed Trinity was going to do, and we still didn't stop it. And hats off to our guys, because our guys, they fought, they clawed. I thought they represented themselves well. We didn't go up there and act a fool or have unsportsmanlike penalties or disrespect the game in any kind of manner.
Yeah.
They played extremely hard.
That's right. All right, well, listen, we're going to take a short break here. You're listening to Troup High Coaches Show live from Johnny's Pizza on Eagle Sports.
Manager with Nissan of LaGrange, and it's that time again. It is back to school time. I wanted to personally wish each and every student a very happy school year. I also want to thank all of the instructors and faculty for their incredible work that they do in shaping the minds of our future generations. What you do on a daily basis deserves incredible recognition. On behalf of Nissan of LaGrange, have a great school year.
What do you see when you look at your home and your car? Do you see a bundle? A combo deal? That's how other insurance companies see them. But a State Farm agent sees so much more. Because a State Farm agent sees your home and your car as more than just 4 walls and 4 wheels. They see the things you've worked really hard for. So why not give them the protection they deserve?
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr, on the square and down.
The end zone, reaches out to the catch. He does. Touchdown! Tigers! What a great catch by Colby Hudson. Toss, excellent catch. Touchdown Tigers with a 2:43 left in the first quarter.
So touchdown there for the Tigers. So 14-6.
Okay, sort of lost the highlight there. That we were talking about just before we went to break about that particular play, and unfortunately those points were taken off the board because of it could have gone either way, is what you're saying, Coach. And I'll be honest with you, I'm on the sidelines and I see the pass and I see that Joko's got behind the corner and I said, oh, this is looking real good, and he never broke stride. So you couldn't have asked for a prettier pass or a prettier reception. He went into the end zone untouched, and I really felt like, okay, here we go. And then all of a sudden we get a penalty, and they take the 7 points off the board, and we didn't get them back on that particular possession. Had to punt it out.
Well, that definitely was a big play. I mean, you talk about the difference in it being 14-0 and 14-7, and giving us some confidence.
Yeah.
And kind of getting the ball rolling, grabbing some momentum, and but that's the way it goes, and so. We had to climb out of that hole being down 14-0.
But, speaking of climbing out of the hole, we still I noticed in the first quarter, and I don't know if it was, like you said, if you were, like, overhyped or if it was jitters or what, but Kobe put 3 or 4 right there on the money. It just seemed like, we were just dropping passes. It's almost like Alabama was doing the other night. It's like, put them right on the pass, boom, they're dropping them. It's like, okay. But it finally came around. Offensive, as far as running the ball, I thought we made some really good positive yardage, keeping them off balance a little bit. But then I go back to thinking about number 22. That boy's a stud all the way around. That boy's a hoss. He's one of those, when you hit him, if you don't torpedo him with all your might and hit him at the knee or less and wrap up, he's going to take you 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah, well, there was when I grew up in Manchester, there was a running back in the 80s over there called Bobby Ellison. His name was Bobby Ellison. They called him Blue Boy. And he was about 6'2" and a half, probably about 220 pounds. And that was very, very similar to what this kid was.
Right.
And Steel Chambers, he's going to Ohio State. He's every bit of 220. But what it reminded me of Blue Boy was the fact that him pushing that pile and finding that first down marker and being able to get that extra little
yard or two
just to get that first down, and just dragging people with him. And but hats off to him. Not that we really laid the wood to him or anything, but by the fourth quarter, either he was tired from running so much, 30 yards untouched, or
he limped off the field a couple times. I promise you.
He was, but he was going both ways as well, and he's a really good football player. I hope he gets healed up for the state championship game in the Benz.
Well, that'll be fine, I think. But going back to it looks like the punting game was pretty good. The kickoff, Helson Martinez, I think, for his really one and only years he's ever played football, I think he did a fine job.
Well, Helson has been struggling for about 3 weeks now with a high ankle sprain. And so it's just one of those things that is just really, really bad, kind of very similar to what Jalen Hurts got the other night for Alabama. And so, he started missing some PATs, started not getting some depth on his kickoff, started getting a kickoff more to the middle of the field more than what we really liked. And so he's been struggling a little bit, but, for his first year, never playing football, and so we were pleased what we got out of him all year long.
That's right. So if you're listening out there, student athlete, and you can kick the ball,
that's right.
Come on out and join the team. Talk to Coach Glisson. Put you out there because Carson Rayford, we'd gotten spoiled by him putting him in the end
Foster,
zone. And then now comes about with Helson did a really good job, but with that, defense. Looking back toward next year, I was actually got up Saturday morning and started looking at the roster and thinking, okay, we're gonna lose a few. Going to lose a few, and Amy said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm checking the roster out and kind of looking to next year and seeing who got playing time and who's going to be the offensive lineman and who's the defensive lineman." And okay, so we're getting Jarrell Smith back, we're getting Mark Anthony back. Okay, Kobe's back. Let's see, Michael Irvin will be healed up by next year, and I kind of just went through all these guys, and it's like I sure am glad that Coach got them a ton of playing time, and that it really built your depth because hopefully it's like you're just trying to reload.
Well, we're losing a ton of people. A big senior class that's been with us for 4 years that has really played well for us, but we really feel like we've accumulated enough depth over the years and built the program the right way so that way we're able to fill in the gaps, fill in some holes going forward, and we really feel good about 2019. You never like to make predictions this far out in advance, but you bring in Kobe back, the guys that you named at the skill positions, Trey Williams. Defensively, you're looking at Jabraylon Gooden and Zy Varner, and the defensive front should be
Devin
just fine. Yeah, Devin Hill, defensive line-wise, Andy Boykin, Jordan Adams.
I like the way he had
Jeremiah Holston, all those guys. Yeah. And so Jace Godwin in the secondary. So, there's still a lot of good players there. And some of these young guys are chopping at the bit to try to get up there with those older guys, those freshmen, sophomores that have been in the weight room all year long and that have been, on the scout teams or whatever. So we're excited about it. We're going to have to take a hard look at some things that we're doing just from a coaching standpoint to try to see what we can do to get over the hump. And, we'll sit down this week and we'll see kind of where we're going to go, and what coaches plan on returning. And, maybe we mix some things up a little bit, shake some things up, and try to get over the hump next year.
So what do you this week as you kind of transitioning out of your season, and what a phenomenal season, and to all the players, thank you, and to all the Tiger Nation that if you're listening tonight, we need to tell you this, man. Thank you so much. You showed up again at Blessed Trinity. Field stands up. We had folks on the sidelines. I think it was a good atmosphere. I think Jack and I recognized that we probably had as many. As much as more than Blessed Trinity had.
Well, that's probably about 2 or 3 weeks in a row too that we've said that.
Yeah.
And but ever since I've been here, crowds have been great. It's not just this year. It's been even through that 1-9 season, especially toward the end. It started tapering off as any would. When you're sitting here at 1-9 or 0 for going into your last game. But since then, that 8-3, 9-3, and this year the crowd support has been tremendous.
Right. I'll tell you what, speaking of that, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back and talk more Troup Tiger football here live from Johnny's Pizza on Eagle Sports.
Hi, football fans. Jonathan Moosnap here from Glenn Smith in Opelika, Alabama. We love this time of year with all the excitement of football, and we also love that Glenn Smith can play a part in supporting high school sports. We support the team, the coaches, the band, the cheerleaders, and of course the families and the fans. At Glenn Smith, we're proud to be your local Chevrolet Buick and GMC dealer with over 500 new and used vehicles every day. Online 24/7 at glennsmith.com. That's Glenn Smith Chevrolet Buick GMC in Opelika. Get ready to smile.
A Southern tradition since 1945, that's Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House. You can find them at 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange. So when you're ready for lunch, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., come to Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for meat, 2 vegetables, and a bread, dessert, and drink for only $7.29. That's a big lunch for a small price. So when you're ready for a delicious barbecue and only U.S. farm-raised catfish, make your way to 117 New Franklin Road in LaGrange for Rogers Barbecue and Catfish House for a great meal.
Calling all area coaches, high school coaches, travel ball coaches, and more. Mud Creek Graphics is now selling sporting goods like Wilson, DeMarini, Louisville Slugger, Rawlings, and Russell for travel teams, football, baseball, basketball, soccer, and more. For more information, call Mud Creek Graphics at 706-884-5592. Mud Creek's for all your sporting good needs.
Have you gotten your flu shot? Now is the time. Holmes Pharmacy is the place to get your flu shot. And if you have insurance, it could be free. So don't wait. Drive right up to Holmes Pharmacy and get your flu shot today at Commerce Avenue in LaGrange, inside the Piggly Wiggly at Lee's Crossing, and in Hamilton. And if your doctor feels you need a high-dose flu shot, Holmes Pharmacy has you covered.
Hi, I'm Perry Prather, pharmacist at Holmes Pharmacy. We have your flu shot ready, so come see me or any of my fine staff at Holmes Pharmacy today.
Trips right. Twins left. Kobe all alone in the backfield. He takes it. Looking to pass. Throws it towards the right side. Got 2 receivers over there. Caught. Backs into the end zone. Touchdown, Tigers!
What an absolute great throw by Kobe Hudson as he's down on the ground as the coaches run out. He was hit just as he released it. But what a nice catch. And I want to say, I'm way down the field, I want to say that's Joko Willis.
But actually, it turned out to be Trey Williams. I want to say caught that touchdown
in the back corner. Yes.
Yeah. And I was kind of focused. I was so far down the field, and I was on the other end of the field and didn't see who actually caught it. And I wouldn't have thought about Trey because I'm not so used to him coming out of the backfield, being down deep like that.
Yep.
But I just want to say thank you. I was watching Coleman, and it goes without saying, but I want to say Eagle Radio has been around the football scene here in Troup County for years and years and years, and Eagle Sports has been so very accommodating to cover the Tiger football, and I speak for Jack Mormon and myself. We so enjoy covering the Tigers. We both played at Troup years ago, and it just we've been around for about, I don't know, we've been doing this 16 or 17 years together. It's hard to believe. And you'd think I'd be retired by now with all this money I've been making doing this broadcast, But anyway, we certainly enjoyed it, and we've seen our share, and we've had a chance to talk about all the things that you've done the last 3 or 4 seasons as we meander across the state of Georgia. And you've got the program in the right direction, and it's a pat on your back and to your leadership qualities and the support from the administration, the support from the fans. A great staff, one that's willing to put in the time and effort that you require, and it is showing. And so whether you make changes or whether coaches get off, because here's the thing, it's kind of like Saban when Pruitt's going here and Kirby's going there. I mean, you got to figure somebody's going to be knocking on your coach's door.
Oh,
saying,
yeah,
hey.
Absolutely, and that's kind of where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
Those that can be expected, but we have had a good run. But I can guarantee you this: we're not satisfied.
Right.
And does that mean that we'll come back out and be in the same situation next year? Not necessarily, but that's the expectation. And so we're fired up. We had a good team meeting this morning. We'll come in and get some things done this week before we really get back into the groove and try to encourage these guys to go play other sports.
Mm-hmm.
Continue with the weight room piece,
mm-hmm.
which is a bloodline of anything that we do in any sport, really. But encourage these guys to play a second sport, whether it be basketball, wrestling, baseball,
mm-hmm.
and try to get them to hear another voice, that's kind of preaching the same morals and values that we are, but just a different voice, and I think that is good to have a little variety in their diet, so to speak, and but we're excited. We're excited what the program is. We're excited about the administration at Troup that supports us so dearly, and the facilities that are being built over there are just unbelievable, and the continuity, us being able to keep a coaching staff around and keep that core together really is important. The feeder program that we have going on down at Long Cane with Coach Pike and Chip Giles and those people down there is so wonderful. And I don't see any reason why this thing doesn't continue on down the road.
I speak for fans that I don't even know, and they would agree. It's a program that you're building. It's a process. And you talk about employee turnover. I know from a small business standpoint, you invest time, energy, and training, and you get everybody on the same page. And when somebody leaves, it does create a challenge. And so that coaching continuity is a very positive thing, just like keeping your employees around. And so that's good, and you want to.
We're at a situation now, though. Even with some of that turnover, when we first got here, it was very hard to even get coaches to come in for an interview.
Yeah.
Just because of the perception of Troup football had been a little bit of a toss turnover type deal, and supplements were not all that great,
right.
and then playing in the region that we were playing in, and so but now we're in a situation where people are actually reaching out to us, wanting to come coach here and this and that, and so this is a really good position for the whole program to be in.
Good. Hey, with that, we're going to be right back, and we're going to talk, kind of wrap things up here as you listen to the Troup High Coaches Corner. I'm your host, Greg Hicks, along with head coach Tanner Glisson. We'll be right back from Eagle Sports.
It is the bottom line event at Nissan of LaGrange. Richard Cates, general manager with Nissan of LaGrange here. We have $4,000 off all in-stock 2018 Rogues, $5,000 off all in-stock 2018 Altimas. How about $10,000 off all in-stock 2018 Titans? Don't forget that the Titan comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Come see me at Nissan of LaGrange on the Parkway, or you can visit us where we are always open at nissanoflagrange.com.
Let me ask you a question. What do you see when you look at your car? Do you just see taillights? Or your dog's tail wagging when you first brought him home? Do you see 4 tires? Or 2 tired kids in the back seat after their first day of school? Other insurance companies just see a car, but a State Farm agent sees what your car really means to you. So why not give it the protection it deserves?
Your State Farm agent is Matt Orr on the Square in downtown LaGrange.
There's a secret to beating injuries or ailments. Get the right team. Emory Southern Orthopedics' well-trained, experienced doctors, nurses, and staff are that team. These teammates listen and understand your specific condition and provide high-quality hometown care that will get you back into your game. For more information about Emory Southern Orthopedics team, visit www.southernorthopedics.com. Deciding to sell or buy a home is a big step. To make sure it's the step in the right direction, choose the person best qualified to handle your real estate needs. Joel and Rob Upchurch have been breaking sales records every year since 1997. They truly are the real estate leaders in West Georgia. So take a step in the right direction. Contact Joel or Rob Upchurch at RE/MAX Results because they are dedicated to results and converting transactions into relationships.
They line up to go for 2 again. Covey has him in his face, makes him, dodges, misses him, thrown down in there.
Yeah,
he's going to get in there
good.
for the 2-point conversion.
Good job by Jamari Thrash to come back to the ball. Kobe throws it in. Hey, 51-35, 5 minutes and 34 seconds left in this ball game.
And, even with a little over 5 minutes, and as that turned out to be the final score, but, the way we were throwing the ball around, we were only 2 touchdowns and 2 extra 2-point conversions away from tying that ball game up.
Well, even before that, where we really missed our opportunity was heading into the fourth quarter, and it was a 10-point game.
Right.
I think maybe was it, I don't know, maybe 30. For some reason, 34-24 sticks in my head. That was a
10-point.
But it was a 10-point lead for them going into the fourth quarter.
Right.
And that's when we really need to get a stop And
37-27, I believe.
37-27.
Yeah, that's what it was.
And so that's when we had an opportunity to go get a stop. And I believe that is the one time we were down there and we had a little bit of a busted play, and Kobe scrambled around, and threw it, and we dropped it down around the 5-yard line.
Oh, yes. Yes, it was Joko. Either Thrash had to come back and get it.
Joko,
and it was one of those just like – and he might have got in, he might have got tackled, but it would have been a first down.
Right. And so if you score there, now it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely.
You know, and you're like, oh, here we go. And but, you know, that was more so than that last clip. That was probably our opportunity.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a real good point. Well, again, just a fantastic season, you know, record-setting season. You know, you finish your season 12-2, first team in Troup history to ever win 12 ball games in a season, and quite a run. We were 9-0 going into the Cartersville game, and it's at the point now where you kind of I think as we're traveling to these football games, and I know Coach Manning said, I think the players love it though. Yeah, we finished second, but we want to go somewhere and just beat them on their turf. But you know, there's something to be said about a home field advantage for a playoff.
It'd be nice to be at home, but you got to win the region. You know, you got to beat Cartersville.
That's right.
And
it's kind of like Georgia and Alabama. Cartersville's going to be back next year for sure. So
you know, at least we know we're pretty aware of what our measuring stick is. You know, sitting right there waiting on us. But when you talk about those 12 wins, I think when we look back a year from now, 2 years from now, whatever, the quality of those 12 wins are going to be really impressive. When you're talking about opening up at Ridgeland, excuse me, and Ridgeland went to the second round of the playoffs, you know, so winning a game there, beating Columbus, who also went in the second round.
Right.
Okay. All right. Then beating Callaway, who went AA semifinals. Okay. And then, you know, beating Sandy Creek, who made the playoffs, Chapel Hill, who has some quality wins against Noonan and some other people, beating Cedartown, who went to the playoffs. You know, and then going and beating an undefeated Pickens County, beating a very solid Oconee County, going and beating another region champion in Cairo.
Yeah.
And so those wins were very, very quality wins across the board.
And it's getting those guys to understand what it's like to win those type games.
Yeah. And so those, you know, those quality wins, being in that environment week after week after week, you know, is really – the level of football that we're excited about playing, and it's the same schedule next year, just flip.
Yeah.
The good thing for us next year is that we play in Callaway Stadium 7 times.
Whether you're home or visitor.
That's right.
Callaway and LaGrange.
Callaway and LaGrange will be the away team.
But we're still at
Callaway. We'll be home.
Yeah,
so we'll travel, if I can get this straight, we'll travel on the road to Columbus. We'll travel on the road to
Cedartown.
Cedartown, and we'll travel on the road to Chapel Hill. Those will be our only 3 road games next year. So that is really, really good for us to be at home.
That's a great idea.
And you know, our people be able to see us play in that home field advantage that you're talking about.
Well, I hope, you know, and Cartersville's got to come to us too as well. So so you're telling me to cut loose. Rodell said keep going. We got all night. He's not going anywhere. Coleman said take your time. He's okay with that.
We're the last one in the house.
But I want to say thank you to Rodney Costa. I tell you what,
thank you, Rodney.
There's fans and there's Rodney, and I tell you what, if he can, he tells Mama, he says, look, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm going to the Troup Football Coaches Show. I will take care of it, and I tell you what, that's a true fan when you spend your vacation time to come out and talk to you.
Well, you know what? in all seriousness, I really appreciate Rodney. You know, there are fans, and look, we love all of our fans.
Yeah.
You know, I always try to look at it this way, even when people criticize me and some of the things that we do, it's because people are passionate about Troup football.
Yeah.
And I'm just glad to be at a place where people are passionate about it. But Rodney's never, ever come up to me and said, why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? Yeah, he's always been supportive whether we won or lost. And, you know, good for us. The losses have been far and few between in the last few years. Well, thank you, Rodney. We appreciate it. And but you know, there's so many people. You know that you know, if I started naming people, we would definitely
be here for an hour.
Yeah, and we'd miss people. We'd leave people out.
Yeah.
But this is a big family, and it takes so many people to make this program go. I'm just one of the pieces. I just happen to be the gatekeeper of what we got going on. But from teachers to administration to support staff to tutors to physical therapists to doctors to everybody. I mean, camera people, technology people. I mean, we got so many people out there that do a wonderful job here at Troup County. And really, it's not about the brick and mortar, and we got all these good facilities going up over there and stuff. It is primarily about the people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're just really, really blessed. And I'm really excited to be here for another year going in 2019, and I think it'll be another good ride.
I certainly hope so, and I know that Tiger Nation is already they're mourning a little bit, but they're rising back up.
Well,
saying, you know what, we're ready for next year.
With Tiger Nation, the sun did come up on Saturday.
Yeah, it did,
and we felt sorry for ourselves. And like I told the team, I said the worst it would ever hurt is going to be Friday night and Saturday morning, and then after that, you got to turn the page.
Yeah.
You got to turn the page as much as it hurts.
Yep.
You can't sit here and whine about it, because if so, somebody else is getting a step ahead of us.
That's right.
And so we're back on that horse, ready to ride again, and excited about 2019.
Well, we are as well, and we're excited next year. Hopefully, Jack Mormon and I'll be back on the radio for you guys, and who knows what kind of technology crew we'll have here, but you never know. With that, I'll just say what a heck of a year we've had, and we certainly had fun while it lasted.
Well, I sure do appreciate you guys, and the 2019 spring game against Noonan will be here in Callaway Stadium before we know it.
Yeah, it will be.
And so get ready to rock and roll.
Yeah,
date and time.
Sometime in May. I believe.
I think it's the second Friday in May.
Okay.
And but it will be here at Callaway Stadium against a really good Noonan team, and you'll turn around and it'll be time to go.
Yes, sir. Hey, with that, I'm your host, Greg Hicks, and certainly have enjoyed it here along with head coach Tanner Glisson, Coleman Vice, Rodell Pooh, and Luke. What's your last name? See, Marlowe. I knew that. For Rodney Costy, not everybody here at Johnny's Pizza. We'll see you guys next year, hopefully. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.